professionals must develop the guts and the professionalism to say no when the answer is no, and not maybe. You know, the professionals must take themselves to the place where they should be able to say no, because there is no transaction in government. There is nowhere politicians, for example, sign this paper or sign that paper in procurement, I don't know, engineers. So if engineers, accountants, human resource people, our legal experts in government departments, the AG's office, and everywhere in government, all the professionals in government, if they did their job, government would be sound, and we wouldn't be having the challenges that we are having today. The challenges we are having ranging from non-delivery, poor standards, all the way to corruption. A great portion of that continuum, a huge contribution is made by decisions of professionals who, when the answer was no, they decided to say maybe or say yes. The onus is on all of us, but especially our professionals, to help us with taking things forward. The Big Four agenda anticipates your capability to deliver strong sectoral and overall economic performance that will drive rapid growth throughout Kenya. We expect that professionals will accelerate the fast delivery of strategic interventions in housing, food and nutrition security, health, and manufacturing. With this, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have made a case that the future of Kenya is actually the future of the Kenyan professional. Thank you very much. Ravaging our society, we may move from broad generalities and begin to examine the role of specific professionals in the mechanics of every corrupt incident. Judicial corruption involves wayward lawyers on the bar and on the bench. A bad decision procured requires lawyers willing to negotiate terms and coordinate modalities by which justice is perverted. Misappropriation and embezzlement of funds cannot happen without procurement, audit, accountants, and other professionals colluding. Similarly, bad roads are a direct consequence of engineers who compromise designs, poor supervision works, shortcuts taken, or substandard work approved as complete and due for payment. We cannot run away from the fact that professionals face many challenges. In fact, they do. Lecturers, for example, who award grades on the basis of inappropriate relations. Engineers who approve substandard and dangerous structures, putting many innocent lives at risk from possible collapse, as well as costly and substandard works. Lawyers who formulate instruments and other arrangements, including legal opinions, that become conduits in the theft of public resources. Auditors who sign off cooked books that end up legitimizing misappropriation of public and private resources. Accountants who manipulate numbers, occasioning loss of value in public and private sectors. Surveyors and planners who facilitate expropriation of public land in shoddy and corrupt schemes. Human resource managers who skew interviews and promotions and sacrifice merit at the shrine of tribalism and qualifications at the altar of nepotism. Judges who auction justice to the highest bidder and consigning innocent people to untold suffering. We also have professional journalists or professional media practitioners who file fake stories influenced by brown envelopes. It's true to state that, by and large, our most vexing challenges as a nation have a strong professional component, and they relate to our professionals failing to rise to their highest standard and full potential. Similarly, the major challenge of our time, the fight against corruption, will succeed or fail on how professionals deal with it. Our time, the fight against corruption will succeed or fail on how professionals deal with it. This is why, this is to say that this important agenda will depend on the commitment and determination of professionals tasked with its management. As an administration, we made deliberate investments in all governance institutions to equip them with the human, technical, and financial ability to prosecute the fight against corruption independently. Sometimes, there have been attempts to profile the political war waged against William Ruto to be the war on corruption, or vested interests hijacking the war on corruption and turn it into a war against government development programs and projects. In the attempt to wage this convoluted version of the war on corruption, many government programs and projects, as well as many innocent public servants and professionals, become casualties. My constant assertion that the war on corruption must be fact-led and evidence-based and in accordance with the law. How can any reasonable person have a problem with the truth, with facts, with evidence, and with the law if you are genuinely fighting corruption? The war on corruption is an integrity war. A war on corruption that lacks integrity ceases to be a war on corruption and becomes corruption itself. An integrity war waged selectively, using convenient cooked truths with political targets in mind, is impunity. Impunity is the son of corruption, and both should have no place in civilized society. In 2010, we gave ourselves a constitution that commits us to be a nation of laws, of values, and of sound institutions. We are categorically a nation of the rule of law, not the rule of men. The practice of walking backwards on the rule of law, where a target is first identified, and then offenses formulated, and then evidence constructed, is a dangerous manifestation of impunity. Our political competition has evolved the weaponization of corruption for political competition.